All right, what is up, full-time family? This is going to be another Google Hangout version of a live stream because we didn't have any issues with the last one. So what we're going to do here is there's a lot of little topics to touch on that's going on in MMA that I want to let you guys know about, but it's a lot of little topics, so it might not necessarily be worth all of the effort of making 20 different videos on these topics. So I'm just going to cover all of them at once, finish all of these videos in one sitting, Mackenzie Dern style. So with that being said, I'm going to screen share the new, and I'm also Liverpool and Bellator 200 predictions. Which one should we do first? I guess we'll go over. We'll do the predictions at the end because I want to give people time to get in here. Some of those people that are just so upset at my Wonderboy prediction. I get it, man. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have went through his record like that for you guys. I get it. You guys are upset. Understandably, but hey, man, it is what it is. I'm picking Darren Till. I'm sticking with my prediction. I do believe Darren Till is going to win the fight, but I probably didn't have to let you guys know what all was going into why I'm picking him. I know some people are looking, I spoiled Christmas for some people as expected. But with that being said, let's first get into all of this MMA news, and then we'll get into my UFC Liverpool predictions. If I can screen share an application window, boom, 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 right there. All right, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing? You guys see Rose Namajunas on your screen? Looks like it. All right, so I'm going to go over quite a few different news topics here. We'll just go over what's pretty much going on, give you a couple thoughts on it, and then, yeah, we'll see what you guys are talking about as well. And by the way, if anybody wants to join the conversation, that can be done. This is a Google Hangout, so just let me know. Yeah, I'll share the link or send you a link, or I'll put it in the chat, or we can really do whatever. So with that being said, Rose Namajunas is not interested in a third Iaquinta fight unless one condition is met. This was pretty funny from Rose Namajunas. I actually saw her saying this, and what she's saying is the only way I'll even consider a third fight with Joanna, and the reasoning is right now it doesn't make that much sense. This is what she had to say. Right now, that fight doesn't really interest me. She said, I think I'd be interested to see how she does with somebody else before even entertaining that possibility. At the moment, there's not much to gain from running that back, and that's true. I mean, she beat her twice. There's literally no reason to fight her a third time unless it's one of the biggest names in the division. So, I mean, hey, wants it again, but Iaquinta is to fight who's she fighting? Is it Tisha Torres? Iaquinta is fighting coming up at UFC Calgary in a non-title fight. We'll see how she looks in that fight. But as far as the condition that has to be met from Rose Namajunas, she said this is what Rose had to say. This was funny. She said Rose Namajunas had to say, unless she says I'm the best publicly, because I already know she knows, but you got to say it to everybody. She knows I'm the best, but she won't admit it to everybody. And if you've been listening to anything from Iaquinta, she still feels like she's the best. She feels like she won the second fight. She feels like the first fight's because of the weight cut. Iaquinta has a really tough time admitting that she lost to Rose Namajunas fair and square. So that's what Rose is happening. If you even want me to think about a third fight, you got to admit publicly that I'm the best. I don't think Iaquinta's gonna cave to those demands. I think she'd rather try and earn her way back to the title shot. But that was pretty funny from Rose Namajunas. So moving on, we got Carlos Condit talking about a potential UFC return this November or December. We know Carlos Condit's coming off of that loss to Neil Magny at UFC 219. But Carlos Condit's still done. After that fight, that was one of the few fights after Carlos Condit's few recent fights. When he lost to Damian Maia, he retired in the octagon. And then I believe he lost another fight after that. We might have to go to UFC.com. Carlos Condit, I believe, lost 2 fights heading into the Neil Magny fight. Yeah, let's go to UFC.com and pull this joint up. Carlos Condit, UFC. He's might be on a 3-fight losing streak, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 4-fight losing streak going back to Robbie Lawler. But he lost to Damian Maia, retired in the octagon. Oh, he lost again after the Neil Magny fight. Okay, yeah. He lost to Cowboy Oliveira, 2nd-round submission. But Carlos Condit's not talking about retirement. He's got more in the tank. This is what he's talking about. He says, where's his quote at in this joint? I don't see a quote. It says, speaking with ESPN, reports that Condit's management group, First Round Management, told them that he does indeed plan on fighting again and hopes to get a fight in November or December. So Carlos Condit's a guy, he's a fan favorite. Whenever he fights, people are going to watch. So he's probably, I would assume, gets paid better than some of the newer fighters, right? Carlos Condit fought for the title before. I believe he was an interim champion, if not the welterweight champion. But yeah, he was the interim champ. I just fucking took off UFC.com. But oh well, that's not the important part. Carlos Condit fighting in November or December makes sense. You know, he's a bigger name, though. November and December are usually where the bigger UFC cards are, right? November, we've had Madison Square Garden as of late. December, you know, the end of the year card. Carlos Condit fought Neil Magny at UFC 219. That was an end of the year card. You know, Chris Cyborg versus Holly Holm. It had Habib on that card versus Edson Barboza. Carlos Condit versus Neil Magny. Pretty stacked card. So if Carlos Condit is going to return, it's going to be on a big card. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully he can get back on that winning track on a 4-fight losing streak. Yeah, that's Carlos Condit's potential return November or December of this year, which is good to see. He's not trying to go out on a 4-fight losing streak, which, I mean, who would want to, right? So that being said, moving on to the next topic, I'm about to check on your full-time family in the comments and shit like that, see what y'all are talking about. But this news right here, I might actually have to make a motherfucking video on. This news right here is, this shit right here is a lot bigger than the other topics we're covering. Iaquinta versus Justin Gaethje? The fuck you really talking about right now? Iaquinta coming off that loss to Habib, that doesn't count because it's Habib. No, it still counts. But that's not what's going to happen in a Justin Gaethje fight. Justin Gaethje versus Iaquinta, bro, this fight is perfect. Iaquinta was ranked like number 11, but he fought for a title. So, I mean, he should definitely probably be fighting up. He lost for the title. It was one-sided. Say whatever you want. But still, Iaquinta stepped up, fought Habib, saved UFC 223. And now Justin Gaethje, he's fought 3 guys in the top 10 in his first 3 UFC fights. He fought Michael Johnson and beat him. Then he fought Eddie Alvarez next. Then he fought Dustin Poirier next. Justin Gaethje's been fighting straight killers. Iaquinta's a killer as well. Maybe just a notch down in those guys. Iaquinta right outside the top 10, right into, you know, either number 10 or 11. Justin Gaethje's been fighting the number 4, number 5 ranked guys, number 3 ranked guys in the world. Still looking good, breaking dudes down. I think this would be the perfect match for both of these guys as of right now. This sounds dope. I haven't even seen the news that Iaquinta dropped yet. We're about to check that out. But Iaquinta versus Justin Gaethje, I am all in. Holy smokes. And they say a summer scrap. Wherever it happens, I don't care if this shit happens in Poland, in Gdansk. I don't give a damn where this fight happens. I am all in. This is what Iaquinta divulged, this gem of information, when a fan called into the show and asked point blank whether he would be fighting Gaethje. Interesting. Iaquinta said he was. We're hoping for sometime in August, offering a time frame for the fight, but acknowledging Gaethje probably needs some time off after his last 2 fights. August, September, I think they wanted it to be sooner, but like the guy needs a rest. I was looking out for his health with that one. He needs a break for a minute, and that's true. Give Justin Gaethje a little bit of a rest, right? He's been in some wars, but that's his style. Give him why not Madison Square Garden, right? If we're gonna be close to November, I say bring Iaquinta back to Madison Square Garden versus Justin Gaethje. Who's not in for that fight? Has Justin Gaethje fought in Madison Square Garden yet? That's the question. I wonder if he would be. Has he fought anywhere in New York yet? I know he's had big fights. UFC 219 was in Vegas. He wasn't on that card though. I don't know if he's fought in Vegas, but we are in New York. But I think Iaquinta, why not bring him back to Madison Square Garden if we're waiting until November anyway, right? Oh, yo, and right, Khabib's talking about coming back this year, fighting in Madison Square Garden. Put Iaquinta on that same joint versus Justin Gaethje. Yo, that's the best spot for this fight. So, it says potentially in the summer, and if you wait till November, which is likely when Madison Square Garden is, it also gives Justin Gaethje that much more time to rest. You know, August is just a little bit sooner than November. So, I think this fight is probably going to come to fruition. Most likely, Madison Square Garden, Iaquinta versus Justin Gaethje, and I'm all the way in. But maybe Iaquinta, his last fight was to Habib. Was that at the end of the year? Is he going to take a year? No, that was UFC 223. Okay, it wasn't as long ago as UFC 219. All right, yeah, I was just thinking, how long would that be off for Iaquinta? But, hey, that would be a great fight, not going to lie. As a matter of fact, we're about to check what you guys are saying about Iaquinta versus Justin Gaethje right now. What up, Troll Buster in the building? Armpit Sing, how are you? Oh, wait, we're not even screen sharing right now? Damn, I thought I was screen sharing this joint the whole time, and it's got my fucking face on here. I thought we were screen sharing, bro. All right, let's check this out. Screen share. Application window. Where you at? Boom. Well, this was, I guess it doesn't really matter because it ain't like I was still talking, so you guys still had something to hear. But yo, yeah, this is Iaquinta dropping news of a potential Justin Gaethje summer scrap. Let's see what y'all are talking about in this joint. My guy said, I'll slap that raccoon off your head. Watermelon and chicken, you don't want no smoke. Come on, bro. You don't want no smoke. This is literally a Google Hangout where you can call in and you can verbally slap this motherfucker off my head right now. Kenan Jep said, #1 UFC channel, keep it up, man. Much appreciated. Nathan Woodley said, shout out to all the full-time fam. What up, Nathan Woodley? Miss B. We got Troll Buster saying, bro, we in this joint. You talking about, I know what that bro was. That wasn't even a what's up. That was a bro. Are you telling me Justin Gaethje versus Iaquinta's really being discussed? I know. I'm fucking pumped too, bro. Dark Renaissance said, watermelon and chicken on the verge of getting the boot. No. I don't see. That's not enough to get the boot from me. You can come in here and talk that troll shit. You can join the Google Hangout. If you want to do a little debate, let's get it going. I don't think anybody's got the stones or the cojones to debate me as far as any of these trolls are concerned. But it's possible. They might call in one of these days. Watermelon and Chicken said, what are your thoughts on Ronda Rousey being called a UFC hooker? I didn't hear that. But I think I've heard that in the past. I think someone was saying how like the UFC sent her over to the WWE and about a boom. I don't know, man. I gotta know who said that and stuff. So I mean, it's interesting. I kind of see the point, but yeah, that's pretty far out there. Dark Renaissance. Oh yeah, on the verge of getting the boot. Arpit Singh said Justin versus Al. UFC making some good fights. That's what I'm talking about. King Jep said, who you got in that fight? Damn, bro. Damn, I probably got Gaethje low key off the top of my head, but I might roll with Iaquinta actually. I like because Justin Gaethje's taking some damage. But have we ever seen Iaquinta fighting somebody like Justin Gaethje who's gonna literally fucking take his legs from underneath him and fucking Justin Gaethje? Like whenever Justin Gaethje throws a leg kick, you expect someone's leg to break like Anderson Silva's did. You know, in that one fight, like when no one expected when Anderson Silva's fucking leg broke in half and the bone was sticking out and shit. That's what you expect to happen when Justin Gaethje throws a leg kick. So Iaquinta's gonna have a tough task on his hand. I don't see Iaquinta though. He's the motherfucker that's gonna be able to pinpoint and hit you right on the button, right? You see him training with all them fast lights and shit, boom, 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 and all them fast lights and his reaction time. He's a dude that's gonna come in there and try and land a clean one right on the button if he can. And Justin Gaethje's the type to eat a couple clean ones, so that's a perfect. I just love the fight. I don't know who wins off the top of my head right now. Lion Jungle Pride said Al loses. Arpit Singh said, I got Al. To me, that's a good fight, man. Yeah, I don't even know who I could pick right now off the top of my head. Killer Shamo said, I hope Justin will use more of his wrestling skills. Yeah, that'd be a good idea, especially, you know, considering he's coming off that fight with Habib. Arpit Singh said, send me a link. All right, 1 second. Watermelon, Arpit said, oh, yeah, he's laughing. Arpit can hop on. I want Watermelon and Chicken really to hop on. Hold on, let me plug in my headphones real quick. All right, I'll plug in my headphones. All right, we in this bitch. All right, I'm about to put the link in the chat. Who's trying to put me in an anaconda choke, said Brendan Jobs, Pink Boots. I don't know about an anaconda choke, but I got a triangle choke for you. I'm just fucking news after I put this shit in the chat. Where's my fucking link, bro? All right, Google Hangout. Oh, am I not presenting to everybody? I should be. All right, I got to find the link to let someone join. Invite people. Google Hangout. First, we got the copy going. All right, here's the chat. Boom. There it is. We're about to go back to the screen share, though, and get back to this news. All right. What do we got next after Iaquinta? Tisha Torres versus Tisha Torres on Joanna Jacek not being as humble as she believes she should be. We're going to get into that in just 1 second. Let me close this. I gotta make sure it's showing it to you guys, though. Okay, yeah, we're working. All right, so Tisha Torres on Joanna Jacek not being as humble as she believes she should be. I mean, this is a video. It's not even just an article. I mean, we all know the gist of that story, right? Joanna Jacek, not the most humble champion, right? The boogie woman is coming for you, Rose. And then she's still denying the loss after taking the L the second time. Yeah, she's not the most humble champion, but what do you expect her to do? Take an ass whooping and completely change up? She's kind of trying to be the same person, right? You got to be the same person you were when you won that you were when you lost, or she really looked like Rose came through and humbled you. If Joanna Jacek turns into this little preacher schoolgirl, you know, the girl version of Sage Northcutt now that she lost, you know, the most respectful strawweight ever, it's going to look like you really just got that ass humbled. So she's just being the same person, you know. She's being the same person she was before. We got Patricia. Oh, bro, what do y'all think about this? Let's check this out. And by the way, no one's in this call yet, right? I don't think anybody is. Let me see what's going on because let's see, full-time MMA. Yeah, what's up, Kyle Stevens? Armpit, watermelon and chicken. So did you put on deodorant? Chill. What do y'all think about Patricio Ferrer hoping that his brother Patricky can fight on the same card as him? This is dope. He said he promises double the violence, right? Sometimes, a lot of times, guys don't want to fight on the same card as their close teammates or their brothers specifically. Like, guys don't want to fight on the same cards as their teammates, let alone their goddamn brother. And they say it's because, no, I want to be there in his corner, you know, that, whether it's this is his moment or whatever. A lot of the times, people are reluctant to even fight on the same card as their training partners because they want to be there for them and support them. Well, here's Patricio Pitbull talking about, yo, I want to be on the same card as my brother. We're going to bring double violence. We can just call UFC 203, UFC or Bellator 203, Bellator Pitbull, motherfucker. So I like this. I think this would be super dope. I also have a brother, so that's probably, I might be a little biased. So I think that's super dope, man. Two brothers that both fight at Bellator, willing to fight on the same card, promising to bring double the violence. This is what Patricio Pitbull had to say. We are gladiators of the third millennium, and Rome is the cradle of the gladiators. We'll make history fighting on the same card and putting on great performances that will make people want to tune in, even if on tape delay. The audience knows there aren't fighters more violent than us, and once they hear they'll get double the violence, they'll be interested for sure. Not watching this spectacle would be missing history being made. 100% facts. Patricio coming with the motherfucking fax machine, bro. And it's in Rome, where the gladiators used to roam, no pun intended. Bro, that would be dope. And they're willing to fight on the same card. He also continued to say, whatever opponent they end up deciding on, I really hope they get Patricky on the card. If he fights for the title or not, both of us together on the same card would still make Bellator Rome a much bigger show and very meaningful to everyone involved. The stakes for us would be much higher as well, so there are several storylines that could go with it. It'd be very easy to promote this card, and I trust the fans would show them it was the right choice. In exchange, we'll be looking to make our most impactful performances and wins in a Bellator cage so far. So he's saying if we get on the same card, we both know we got to get the W. We're coming in there to collect the check, break necks, and motherfucking take it back to 1742, back when they used to really do the shit in the Coliseum. Yo, I'm all in for both of these dudes. Tisha said, yo, chill. All right, so nobody's talking about the brother shit yet in the chat. That's all good. By the way, we got 22 people watching, only 8 likes, and one of those is mine. We gotta change that, man. If you're not a troll, then you gotta hit thumbs up if you're really rocking with the full-time family. I know you probably ain't even thought about it yet, so I'm gonna give y'all a pass. But yeah, hit thumbs up for your boy. What do y'all think about this? Speaking of family, what do y'all think about brothers fighting on the same card? If we ever get a YouTube celebrity MMA motherfucking shit popping off, are y'all gonna be on my undercard or y'all want to be in my corner? You know what I'm saying? That's the real question. I need to know. No, but I do think this is gonna be dope. And Bellator 203 in Rome. Bro, I'm already watching this. I'll watch that shit on the tape delay for sure. You telling me both Pitbull brothers are on the card? I'm watching the card. If the only way I can watch this card is tape delay, I gotta watch it on tape delay. I'm not about to miss this card because I can't watch it the second it happens. You telling me you got 2 brothers on the same fucking card? I don't care if this is LFA. Well, I might tune into an LFA card, but we know the Pitbull brothers, so this is dope to me. So with that being said, I'm all in for you, Bellator 203 Pitbull brothers. Hopefully they can be on the card. I think it's a fucking spectacular idea for Bellator 203 in Rome. Why don't the UFC go to Rome, right? Do you think that, like, the UFC, the MMA is a gladiator sport, right? The closest thing we got. Has the UFC been to Rome? I don't know. Bellator might be breaking in Rome. I can't think of like UFC Rome in the boat. Talking about motherfucking gladiators, we got to get the UFC in there. You got Bellator breaking in Rome and shit. Jessica Andrade, she's been trying to get a fight, hoping someone steps up. You can imagine nobody wants to fight Mini fucking Cyborg. Why would you want to fight Mini Cyborg after what she's been doing to chicks? Come on, bro. We're going to have to pull up her record. We're going to have to pull up her resume here. Jessica Andrade. Bro, this is what happens when you dominate fighters. It's hard to get fights. Ask Kamaru Usman. Ask my motherfucking dog Darren Till. I'm just saying it's hard to get these fights when you fuck shit up. Look what she's been doing. Her only loss to Joanna. But other than that, it hasn't been close. I'm talking to not close. She lost to Raquel Pennington when this chick Jessica Andrade used to fight at 135. She didn't go down to 125. She's down at 115. Literally Mini Cyborg down here on these hoes, and she's crushing shit. What'd she do to Claudia Gadelha? She could beat Claudia Gadelha, one of the best fighters in the strawweight division. She took Tisha Torres down 10 times, one of the best fighters in the strawweight division. Who the fuck do you expect to fight her? Too high risk. Even if the reward was high, even if you fucking offer them the fight at UFC 226 or 227, they ain't taking that joint. Jessica Andrade just fucking shit up, bro. That's Mini Cyborg. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, she probably is frustrated not being able to continue unless the UFC can see. Hey, but check this out, full-time family. We gotta go to the other mode for this. We gotta talk for a second. This is important right here. This is an idea I had, right? All right, where's my mother truck and Google Hangout? We gotta stop presenting. All right, you guys see me? Look, I got a great idea for the UFC, right? I thought about this, right? Because who was it? Chael Sonnen and Dana White came out. I think someone revealed that the UFC has to offer a fighter 2 fights per year, and that's the only way they can cut them. Like, the UFC couldn't just cut Yair because he turned down Zabit. He had to turn down Ricardo Lamas first. So now that he turned down 2 fights, you can get cut. By your contract, if you turn down 2 fights, you can get cut. So if I'm the UFC, bro, if you need to make fights and these people ain't fighting, this is what you do, right? Take Kamaru Usman when he's not booked. And so let's say you're trying to get Neil Magny a fight. Or we'll use Jorge Masvidal, for example, or Kamaru Usman. So let's say you're trying to get Neil Magny a fight. First thing I would do is offer him Kamaru Usman or Jorge Masvidal. You know what I'm saying? Because and I'm just using Neil Magny for example, right? Because there's a history of him turning down Jorge Masvidal, right? So if Neil Magny turns down Jorge Masvidal first, now I'm offering him Kamaru Usman. Somebody's fighting Kamaru. Or vice versa. I'm going to offer you Kamaru Usman first. I'm sorry, that just doesn't make the most sense. Okay, well, now here's Masvidal. You got to fight one. You can only turn down 1 fight. So you could do this in the strawweight division, right? So I'll offer you Jessica Andrade. You're probably going to turn it down. Well, okay, well, then you got to fight her. So that's Jessica Andrade, Kamaru Usman, any of these fighters that get turned down, man, it's hard to get people to fight these fighters. So, maybe the UFC could use that to their, because that would suck though, right? You only get offered 2 fights and they come at you first with Kamaru Usman. It's like, oh, fuck. I'm just rolling the dice. Whoever they offer me next, I got to take. So with that being said, man, that was a thought I had. Like, for the fighters that turn down fights, like, I'm offering you a straight savage first. I know you're going to turn it down. So now what you going to say? Well, you're about to get the Yair. But you can't just cut everybody. You can't just cut everybody. They're going to go to Bellator, right? That's crazy. I'm still surprised Scott Coker ain't signed Bellator yet, but he did say they're interested. He just has to make sure he's a free agent. So we'll see what happens with that. The minute he signs with Bellator is the minute I'm watching all of Yair's fights in Bellator. I think that's going to be a great spot. He's going to fuck around and go over there and be a top contender for sure. #1 contender fighting for that Bellator title. All right, let's go back to the screen share, though. Where we at? Boom, present to everybody. All right, back to Jessica Andrade. She said she was frustrated by the inability to get a fight, hoping someone steps up. The only person I really see taking this fight with Jessica Andrade would be Joanna Jędrzejczyk, right? If Joanna Jędrzejczyk gets past Tisha Torres at UFC Calgary, we're probably going to see Andrade versus Jędrzejczyk too, because it's not like that's going to be a #1 contender fight. No one wants to fight Andrade. Joanna Jędrzejczyk was the queen forever. That's the only person that'll probably fight Andrade because Joanna, say what you want about her losing, Joanna, say what you want about Joanna losing twice to Rose Namajunas. She still beat Jessica Andrade. I want to see Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas, bro. That's what I want to see. Can Rose Namajunas beat Jessica Andrade like Joanna could? Or is it, because it could be a case of Joanna can beat Jessica, but Jessica can beat Rose, but Rose can beat Joanna. Styles make fights type deal. So Jessica Andrade is having a hard time getting a fight. I'll keep you guys updated if she's able to get one. But yeah, this is fucking mini Cyborg. I'm not surprised. She's literally dominating shit. The only person that will probably fight her might be Joanna. So next, Israel Adesanya. This is an interesting topic here. I don't like the verbiage here. I don't like the words he's using, Israel Adesanya. Whenever he says Brad Tavares will be easier than my last opponent, it's like, so what do you, well, for one, Marvin Vettori wasn't an easy opponent if you watch that third round for sure. But I don't think that's what Israel Adesanya meant to say here. I don't think he's trying to say he was easy and this guy's going to be even easier. I think he was just saying this, like, the word easier just makes it sound bad. I just think he's saying this fight's a better matchup for him than Marvin Vettori. But whenever you see the quote easier than my last opponent, it kind of comes off the wrong way. But I don't think Israel Adesanya meant his last opponent was easy and this one's going to be an even easier fight. Because if he did, that would just sound all bad. It's like, so what are you doing? Taking easy fights? Like, oh yeah, man, this fight's going to be even easier than my last. But so yeah, I don't think that's what he meant here. I think it was just, if you see that quote and you take it out of context. But this is what I'm saying, why it's probably a better matchup, because Israel Adesanya is going to be fighting Brad Tavares. Brad Tavares isn't really known for his wrestling, right? Even if he is a well-rounded fighter, he is a UFC veteran, he's not really a guy you look at like, oh, he's going to come in here and take Israel Adesanya down. We're looking at this as a potential slugfest. Brad Tavares is a very confident striker. He's coming off of a win himself, fighting against Israel Adesanya. So this is going to be a fun fight, and I think it's going to be more of a striking exchange is what we're expecting. And Israel Adesanya coming over from, I believe, kickboxing, very talented kickboxer, very successful kickboxer. You would think like his worst matchups are going to be the guys that do plan on taking him down and trying to wrestle fuck him or hold him down and, keep doing that shit to him. So when you fight Brad Tavares, the guy you expect to kind of stand with him, that's going to be an easier matchup, not necessarily an easy fight, just an easier matchup. So it just sounds a little bad. So he said he's going for a highlight against Brad. He said we can still do a highlight against Brad, still showcase against him. Anything else he had to say, Brad, I think is going to be easier than my last opponent, just because I've seen that style so many times. I've read that stuff so many times. There's nothing to me. My last opponent, Marvin Vettori, he was an awkward, weird southpaw, and I was able to read things on the fly with him. Brad, I've seen that style many, many times, and it's going to be easier to read this book. So, yeah, he's seen this style before. Doesn't mean his last fight was easy. It just means, this fight I'm more confident, more comfortable in. We'll see how it goes, though. UFC 226 is stacked. We know, of course, that's got Daniel Cormier versus Stipe Miocic at the top, Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega, Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou, Mike Perry versus Yancy Medeiros. This is the night before, I believe, actually, though. This is going to be on the Ultimate Fighter finale. This is going to be on the Ultimate Fighter finale, the main event. There's going to be a UFC that Friday and the UFC pay-per-view that Saturday. So, this is going to be the main event of the Friday card. Israel Adesanya versus Brad Tavares, the Ultimate Fighter Season 27 finale. We got Julian Marquez. Y'all fucking with Julian Marquez, man? I know he's going low-key and shit, but I like him. I don't think he's about to be fucking I'm about to check out the chat. I see we got some trolling, watermelon and chicken. I'm about to have to serve him up, man. I gave him the link to join the chat, but he wants to be a keyboard warrior. He don't even want to get, put his face. You even gotta put your face, man. Put your logo up, watermelon and chicken. Can we hear your voice? Or are you like a 13-year-old troll? Man, let us know what's really going on, man. Let us know. But back to Julian Marquez for a second before I get on watermelon and chicken's ass. Bring that ass here, boy. Pause. But Julian Marquez, he's the dude. He came out, he hit the floss on the runway, walking out to his fight. He was dancing while they were putting on his fucking, his grease and shit before the fight and checking him for the fight. He was still dancing, had the motherfucking jitterbug, got in the fight, had a spectacular performance. I believe a comeback submission, or he got a nice submission win. He got on the microphone, called out Tyron Woodley, even though he's a middleweight. Tyron Woodley, I want to challenge you to the best beard in the UFC. That's that dude. So Julian Marquez got a lot of personality. The type of dude that could fuck around and be on Dancing with the Stars. I like the guy as a person. I don't think he's gonna be the next Conor McGregor or the next big star of the UFC. He's got potential, right, to be like a Dancing with the Star, medium level star if he's successful in the UFC. But I don't know if he's going to be the champion anytime soon or anything like that. He does have a full-time job or a part-time job over at, like, Top Golf. But I like the guy. That's what I'm saying. I think he's a cool dude, and he's got a fight coming up. And this is what he said. He thinks middleweights are getting ignored because of Conor McGregor and Khabib. I don't know if I agree with that just on face value, but we'll have to, get the context for sure. This is what he had to say. People someday will know who I am. And then he continued. Most people didn't know that he had multiple fights in the UFC before he had Donald Cerrone. Now look at him. He's talking about Darren Till. That's true. Darren Till, when he fought Donald Cerrone, that put him on the map. But he already had 4 or 5 fights in the UFC before then. And they were impressive fights. Whenever he got booked in the main event versus Donald Cerrone, I looked up all of his fights. I was watching him on Fight Pass and shit. And that's why I predicted him to beat Donald Cerrone. Because that's how Darren Till didn't just look like some young scrub getting thrown to a wolf. Darren Till looked like a dude that was motherfucking ready. And so that's why I picked him to win. And we see who Darren Till is today. But now Julian Marquez continued to say, if you talk about 155 pounds, everybody can go all day about the lightweight and featherweight divisions because Conor McGregor changed that whole entire division by sparking it up. He said, everybody wants to fight Conor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Everybody wants to fight them to the point to where they ask who's the best matchup for him. So he's just talking about how the lightweights are the most popular division essentially right now in the UFC. So they're getting a lot of the shine. But it's probably the most popular division. But also, if you look at the lightweight division, it's one of the most stacked divisions, to be honest. So Julian Marquez is just an up-and-coming prospect giving his opinion on things. I don't necessarily probably agree with that's why the middleweights are getting ignored, right? If there was middleweights out here doing the same shit, they'd probably be getting some attention too. If there was a middleweight that threw a fucking dolly through a bus, that media would cover that. They just ain't that crazy, right? So there's a lot of things the lightweights are doing to get attention, and that's why there's a lot of attention on the lightweight division. But I don't think all of the other divisions are getting ignored just because of that. I mean, there's also been think about the middleweight division title picture. It's been stalled up a little bit. There's been a little weirdness to it. So with GSP, Michael Bisping, we're seeing Robert Whitaker versus Yoel Romero too. And there's not really a big drama show in the middleweight division. But hey, it is what it is. It's his opinion, right? So Alexei Oleinik versus Fabricio Verdum to headline UFC Moscow. But first, we got to get into watermelon and chicken. That's the real. Roll that beautiful bean footage. See, we could get along. We could get along, watermelon and chicken. But see, you want to come in here and troll, bro. Bro, that's hilarious. I'm not even going to go into the beautiful bean footage. But let's continue, man. Let's see what the chat's talking about. Watermelon Chicken said, yo, shut the fuck up. We chilling. Cut a little check. Let's go. Yeah, somebody cut the check. Hit that motherfucking super chat. The fuck you talking about? Listen to your boy Watermelon and Chicken. No, I'm just joking. Yo said, Troll, come on, bro. Bob Cratchit said, I'm still waiting for the Frank and Ken Shamrock fight. Them niggas need to fly us in to report on it, said Yo. So that's what I'm saying. When are they going to reach out? Hey, here's the media pass. No, I know that's not how it works. I don't even know if I want a media pass, low-key. Probably in the future, but right now it wouldn't really help. I'd just be looking at it. Lion Jungle Pride said, you know I did. He's talking to someone else in the chat. Let's see. We need Nate and Nick Diaz on the same card, but still Pitbull Bros dope. Yeah. Nate and Nick Diaz, I don't think they would fight on the same card. Maybe they'll be inspired by the Pitbull brothers, but yeah, I'm definitely down with the motherfucking Pitbull brothers. My guy Watermelon and Chicken said toilet cleaner, chill. I think you mean and chill. But yeah, no. Hey, we could do that one day, right? Take the phone with me to work. You know what I'm saying? Do a live stream the whole time. I got a couple portable chargers. I'm down. Yoza said she got an Adam's apple, bro. Shit ain't cool. That's Mini Cyborg, bro. Chill. Money Talk, they fight on a dime. Yosa L said women can't fight the Bulls, bro. She ain't even matched. KFC and Watermelon said watermelon and chicken. All right, brother. Watermelon is good for cutting weight. Hey, there we go. Maybe that. Maybe I was about to say. I was about to say maybe that's why Tyron Woodley's one of the best at cutting weight, but that's racist, right? Even though I'm half black, that's kind of racist. Watermelon, Bob Cratchit. All right, what we got going on? Watermelon chicken. You want any smoke, man? You hopping in the chat. I'm gonna put the link in the chat if anybody wants to join one more time. But I don't think Watermelon and Chicken wants any smoke. Give him your mail, bro. Wait. What? You sent me a link to the Hangout app. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, you ain't hopping in the Google Hangout, right? Are you? If you're coming live, that's the link you need. What do you need? My email? What are you gonna do with my email? You need my damn. That's not gonna get you live right now. You want to come live, bro? You got to check out this shit right here. Let me put the link in the description for you. Invite people. Copy this joint. Post it in the chat for you. Boom, boom. I'm posted 3 times. But I don't think he's going to come. Boom. 2, 3. I don't think he wants to join. Olenik's Ezekiel choke was slick as shit. How he set it up and locked it down as he fell. Yeah, that was dope. Versus Junior Albini. It was after he got cracked, too. He said, all right, enough's enough. Walked straight at him, stalked his ass, locked it up, fell backward. That shit was dope. Who can add me to the Hangouts group? Bro, you don't need. All you got to do is click that shit. That's all you got to do. Darren Till looked like a guy whooping his little brother's ass. Wonderboy is a bit bigger. Yeah, man, I'm not gonna go too far into the Wonderboy versus Till fight. I got Till. I mean, this is the thing. It's not just people say, oh, you know what? Let's fucking get into these predictions real fast. That's what we're about to do. Let's fucking get into these UFC predictions, and we're gonna talk about this Darren Till versus Wonderboy fight because I know a lot of people were sad. Oh, this is the most one-sided breakdown ever. I'll never watch another breakdown from this guy. I don't give a fuck, dude. You salty? I get it. But let's get into these fights. I got to screen share something else over here. All right, application window. Where's my Wonderboy? Can I even share that on here? Let's see. You're going to let me share my predictions on here. That's unfortunate. Let's see. What is this? All right. No, it's not going to let me. We'll just talk about it for a second, though. Wonderboy versus Darren Till, right? I said Wonderboy's never fought anyone like Darren Till, and I was pointing out some of the other things, and people were like, oh, yeah? Well, Darren Till's never fought anybody like Wonderboy. It's like, yeah, I know that, but that's not the only point I was sticking on. That was just one of the reasons that led to my prediction. And by the way, it's a prediction, not a guarantee. But also, I've talked about how age catches up to everybody. Yes, Wonderboy is a fucking stud, a savage, a karate master, and he's really hard to figure out. But he's never fought anybody like this, right? Darren Till, he's probably going to be bigger. He's a Muay Thai guy. He's a lot heavier striker than a lot of the guys Wonderboy's fought. And yes, Darren Till hasn't fought necessarily anybody in the UFC like Wonderboy, but at the same time, he's going to have sparring partners for this, and he's the younger, hungrier fighter. That's another thing that plays in. It's not just Wonderboy hasn't fought anyone like Darren Till. Also, the size comes in. Also, the age comes in. Also, the hunger comes in. There also fucking Liverpool comes. There's a lot of reasons Wonderboy can come in or Darren Till can come in and win this fight. It's not just, oh, he's never fought anybody like Wonderboy. He's about to get the gate shut on him. A lot of people act like he has no fucking chance against Wonderboy, and I think those people are completely fucking mistaken and wrong. If people think Wonderboy is just going to come in here and shut down Darren Till because Darren Till's never fought Wonderboy, those people I think are wrong. Yeah, I get it. Wonderboy might win the fight. I didn't say he might not. And I know Wonderboy's a very hard puzzle to figure out. But at the same time, he's older than he's ever been. He's also never fought someone like Darren Till, who's a fucking stud. Darren Till's a fucking stud. You can talk about, and some people were bringing up facts that weren't even fucking true. Everybody that Darren Till has fought is cut from the UFC. You're fucking wrong. Jesse and Iari's still in the UFC. 2 of the guys are out of the UFC. That ain't got shit to do with Darren Till. If you watch all of Darren Till's UFC fights, they're not close. He's the Nicholas Dalby fight is the only fight you can go to, and people don't know the story of the Nicholas Dalby fight. Darren Till was about to finish Nicholas Dalby in the first round, fucking him up. Then he dislocated his shoulder and went on to go to a decision, which became a draw. But on the mic, in the octagon, everything, Darren Till was talking about his shoulder dislocated. It wasn't some after the fact. 2 weeks later, I'm talking about my shoulder was injured. No, on the mic, he was. And if you watch the first round, he was fucking Dalby up about to finish him. But then he fought the next 2 rounds with a fucking injury, and so it became a draw. The rest of the fight, and he took a year off after that fight. When he came back 2017, he won all 3 fights dominantly. Right now, the Darren Till right now has been fucking shit up. 2017 and on, Nicholas Dalby was in 2015. Fought that fight, draw, he fucked up his shoulder, took a year off to heal up his shoulder. He's been back dominating shit. So I'm going with Darren Till with all that being said. Now let's get back to this motherfucking MMA news, man. I'm telling y'all, I know some people were going to be upset with my fucking Darren Till prediction, but I'm not going to waver. We'll thumbs down that video a couple more times. I can't believe you're giving this one-sided thumbs down. I'll never watch your predictions. The fuck? Fuck out of here, dog. Let's get back to this MMA news. All right, we screen sharing. We back. All right, so Fabricio Verdun versus Alexei Olenek, man, this is going to be, you know what this fight reminds me of? I'm going to tell you guys, and then I'll explain why. Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou. You know why? Because to me, this fight is like that, but for grapplers. Like, everybody wants to see Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou. Everyone wants to see stand and bang slugfest. We're going to see super, you know, it's a fight that we're all super excited for because we're expecting just a slugfest, right? And it's like the pinnacle of slugfest. And this fight, to me, because not only is it Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou, but they're also heavyweights. To me, Derek Lewis versus Francis Ngannou is like the pinnacle of slugfest in the UFC. So Alexei Olenek versus Fabricio Verdun is, to me, like the pinnacle of heavyweight grappling in the UFC. Like, you're not going to find 2 better heavyweight grapplers at this point that are more evenly matched at this point than Alexei Olenek versus Fabricio Verdun. Fabricio Verdun has been widely considered one of the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu heavyweights of all time, you know, alongside Frank Mir. But Alexei Olenek literally has 44 submission wins and is a heavyweight. They're fighting in Moscow. Fabricio Verdun's coming off of his first loss in a while, aside from losing his title when he lost to Alexander Volkov. And Alexei Olenek's coming in off of another Ezekiel choke win over a young, talented Junior Albini in enemy territory. So now Alexei Olenek's coming back home. He'll be fighting at home against Fabricio. This is going to be, I mean, if it does go to the mat, it's going to be a great fight. I don't know who's going to win, and it's going to be dope to see. Like, it's like the pinnacle of grappling. Whose jiu-jitsu is going to be better here? Is Alexei Olenek going to be able to Ezekiel choke Fabricio, or is Fabricio going to show him, like, there's levels to this shit? I mean, it's crazy to think about because Alexei Olenek has 44 submission wins out of his 56 pro wins. Fabricio Verdun has 11 submission wins. So Alexei Olenek has 4 times as many Ezekiel choke wins, or 4 times as many submission wins as Fabricio has submission wins total. And as Alexei Olenek has 11 Ezekiel choke wins. So he's got as many Ezekiel choke wins as Fabricio has. So this is like the pinnacle of heavyweight grappling, man. That's why I'm super hyped for this fight, and that's why it reminds me of that. Like, it's clearly going to be different. It's not going to be a slugfest like Francis versus Derek, but it's like the pinnacle of grappling. Like, that's the pinnacle of slugfest. They're heavyweights. Both of these dudes are, like, you know, 40 years old, so it's not like one of these guys is the young stud that's supposed to come in here and win. This is just going to be a dope-ass fight, and this doesn't even remind me of some Bellator fight, right? Like, you know, Bellator likes the older heavyweights. You know, they go over there and fight in Bellator when the time in the UFC is done. Both of these dudes are still legitimate UFC fighters. Both of these guys are like 3-1 in their last 4 fights in the UFC. So this is going to be a super dope fight to see. I'm really hyped for this fight, probably more hyped than I should be. But also we've got Eric Anders looking to rebound after his split decision loss to Lyoto Machida. Some people thought Eric Anders won that fight. He says he has 2 opponents in mind. See who those are. I haven't read this yet. When I did rock Machida, I smothered myself and started trying to wrestle instead of stepping back and hitting him with more shots. I think I just gave him a little too much respect. I know he likes to counterpunch and whatnot, so I was just waiting for him to make a move, and I was being a little too patient. I really wasn't scoring it in my head the way the judges were. I don't think you can win a fight by kicking somebody with their big toe. That's not a significant strike or whatever. So he feels like he won the fight probably like some other people. But who are his opponents he has in mind? I like the Mutante fight. Cesar Herrera. Okay. He just beat Carl Roberson. Who else? Not in Brazil, though. He said he doesn't want to go fight back in Brazil where he just feels like he got robbed, probably. But other than Cesar Herrera, let's see who else he has in mind. A win over somebody like that, I feel like would get me back on the main card. I only see Mutante. I mean, I'm just skimming this thing, but I don't see any other names aside from Cesar Ferreira. And here's some encouraging news. After taking a first-round submission over Roberson, Ferreira said he was, as usual, open to anyone that the promotion had in mind for him. So we might be seeing Eric Anders versus Cesar Ferreira. I think that'd be a dope fight. You got this football, if you don't know about Eric Anders, he's coming over. He won a national title with Alabama in football. And he came over, transitioned to MMA. He was undefeated coming into his Lyoto Machida fight. He lost that fight via split decision. But this fight, I think, would be good between him and Cesar Ferreira because it's going to be like Cesar Ferreira. I would like to see how Eric Anders does against somebody, more of a jiu-jitsu guy, right? Because Eric Anders is going to be looking to take you down. If you haven't watched his fights, he'll literally chase you down like a cornerback and tackle you like a football player and try and beat you up down there, right? Kind of use his body or his grappling to hold you down and beat you up that way if he doesn't knock you out. So it'll be interesting to see someone like his style, like how good is his jiu-jitsu? How would he do if he is able to take someone down, but they're going to, try and lock up a submission? So I think this would be a good matchup. Clearly not going to be like some main event, but I do think it would be an intriguing matchup, to say the least. Paul Daly accusing the referee of being under instruction in the John Fitch loss. I will say this, man. During that fight, I don't know anything about no goddamn referee being under instruction. What sticks out to me, though, is whenever John Fitch was on top of him and, like, hit land and ground and pound, and it's like the cameraman literally stuck the camera, like, through the ring in the cage. He, like, stuck it through, like, and right in Paul Daly's face. Like, he's getting embarrassed already, essentially. Not embarrassed, but in a sense, he's getting embarrassed because he's getting out-wrestled. He's a striker. He doesn't want to be there. John Fitch is exposing him, you could say. And they put the camera right in his face, and he just starts screaming at the camera, "This isn't entertaining. Bellator, is this what you want?" Like, he was just screaming at the camera, like, y'all ain't about to get no clips of me not saying something. So now if they play the clip back, they're probably going to have to mute the clip. But that ain't shit. They'll do that. Put some hot-ass music behind it. Paul Daly getting – so – it really felt like something was going on here as far as Bellator versus Paul Daly. He wasn't really getting, him and Bellator weren't having the best of relationships at the time that this fight was made. Paul Daly was wanting to fight MVP. The fight didn't come to fruition. Well, allegedly he wanted to fight MVP. MVP said he was ducking him. Paul Daly was getting frustrated with the company. He started talking about possibly not re-signing with Bellator and being unhappy with his promotion and stuff like that. Then they signed John Fitch out of nowhere, not because John Fitch hadn't been in Bellator or the UFC for a while. They signed John Fitch, who's a terrible matchup for Paul Daly, put him against Paul Daly, and it's played out for Paul Daly. It's how the fight probably you expected to play out. He's out grappling Paul Daly. Then they put that damn camera in his face. I'm like, damn, that's all bad. So this is what Paul Daly had to say, though. He said, "You could see it was a punishment. Matching me against the wrestlers, not great for the fans, but I felt like I normally have Mike Beltran as a referee or some other referee for the past 3 fights, and then they switched it for this occasion to Jason Herzog, who's a ground guy or whatever. It wasn't the fact that the matchup was bad. It was the fact the referee was under instruction, I'll say, to allow John Fitch to work his tactics." So he's saying Bellator intentionally put in a referee that's not going to stand up the fight as quick so John Fitch could just work his grappling. Even if the fans are booing, which they were, a lot of the fans were booing. A lot of the times the ref might stand the fight up if you're just seeing a lot of grappling, not a lot of damage. But he's saying this referee was more fine with the grappling because he felt like this was a punishment. And I don't know about the referee and all that, but I will say this did have a feeling of punishment about it because Paul Daly was kind of starting to go against the promotion. Then they signed John Fitch, put him against Paul Daly, and whatever. So I kind of see where Paul Daly's coming from, but hey, kind of like Yair Rodriguez versus the UFC. There's not much you can do about it when that's the boss, dog. That's the boss. You know, so I mean, hey, you're kind of at the mercy of your employer in this sense. So, I mean, yeah, man, that's Paul Daly's accusations. Not going to spend too much time on that. I don't know anything about the referee, and you know, he's. I mean, you don't really. I thought the referees were random, so I don't know about that. But that's how Paul Daly feels. Let's see if this guy's clearly he hasn't joined the Google Hangout, or he would already be in here. Clearly, let's see where I don't even see watermelon and chicken, bro. That's not. That's the app, not the group. No, that's the same link that I sent everybody else, dog, and they joined. How do I join the Hangouts group? I already have the app. Bro, my last time we did this Google Hangout, that's the link I sent, and multiple people joined. So all you have to do is click that link. Best UFC channel for George said Kinjet, much appreciated. 10 Silly Diva said, night, Wonder Girl. I hear you, man, but Wonder Boy, you mean. I hear you. Wonder Boy, don't be out here to hit. His footwork is on point. Oh, trust me, he will be hit hard too, you fool. Till gonna try to bully him. Wonder Boy's fight is really good on the back foot, bruh. I hear you. I think it's gonna be a great fight. I'm not saying Wonder Boy's guaranteed to get knocked out. I'm just saying it's a very real possibility. It's a very real possibility. 10 Silly Diva said, got heavier cheddar on Till. You're mistaken. I'm sorry. Yosa L said, I do think Till is going to give him the work. Definitely. Good footwork. Yo, MMA Academic said Justin Moore Moreno. What's up, Justin Moore? What's going on? Stockbrokerton 420 said Till's going to hurt Wonderboy real bad. It's going to be a good fight. I cannot wait for the fight. Darren's bigger, younger, hungry, and is fighting at home. How many more advantages can a guy have? He's been getting a lot of promotion too, my guy. Man, Darren. Oh, y'all want to see something funny? I'm going to go to it. I was on YouTube today, and a video popped up, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson interview, and it was on the MacLife.com. And I want to show you guys the first comment. Mac Life Wonderboy interview. Watch this, you guys. Watch this. This is the type of shit I'm talking about. Look, so this is the interview, right? Wonderboy interviewing with the Mac Life. Look like they're getting their media credentials back or whatever after fucking letting Connor in through the back door, if you know what I'm saying. But look at the first comment. My niggas, can y'all see this? Let me make sure y'all can see this. Yeah, y'all see that. Y'all see the first comment? See you Sunday. Let's go! How can you not fucking love Darren Till? This nigga's even trolling in the YouTube comments. See you Sunday with the gorilla emoji. Come on. And yes, that's the real fucking Darren Till. That's the real Darren Till. 2.9K subscribers. He ain't fucking around. This is the real Darren Till. He literally commented on Wonderboy's interview and said, see you Sunday. How can you not fucking love this kid? Are you kidding me? Fuck out of here. That's the most player shit I've seen in a while from a fucking fighter. Come on. Killer Sham also have a feeling that Darren Till will win. Hey, I do too, man. But a lot of people act like you're fucking being blasphemous if you're picking against Wonderboy. And I'll admit, I probably shouldn't have went through his resume and said put an asterisk on all of his wins, even though you probably can on some of them. That's not the, you know what I'm saying? That's not what people want to believe about Wonder. Everyone loves Wonderboy, right? So there's no reason to go and tell you that he beat Johnny Hendricks after you saw it and all of this stuff. I mean, that's, you know, might as well just not even bring that shit up. I probably shouldn't have did that on my actual predictions, but that actually does go into my predictions, my thoughts. That's part of my research. Whenever I'm looking up fighters, I look at their competition. I look what their competition was doing coming into those fights. If Darren Till, whenever Darren Till, like, look, I'm going to show you guys what the fuck I'm talking about real fast. Check this shit out. UFC.com. This is what I do for my fucking prediction. That's why my predictions are on point. That's why I don't have to wait on the fucking betting odds to come out. I'm not even going to start no beef with no YouTube channels, but I'm talking about every other channel, not even just YouTube, but you will be hard-pressed to find any other channel at all that puts their predictions out before me because they don't necessarily do all their own research. And if they do, it takes them a lot of time, and they wait till the odds are out. What I'm saying is the betting odds, if you do your predictions when the betting odds are out, you have that to fall back on. And I listen to the Big Brown Breakdown, but I'm just using them for example, right? whenever they do their predictions, he'll be all right, who's the favorite? That guy. Okay, yeah, I'm probably going with that guy. I don't have the favorite to lean on. Whenever I make a prediction, I might pick Claudio Puelles, who ended up fucking winning in a comeback fight, and he ended up being a 3-1 underdog. So that shit was crazy, you know? But what I'm saying is whenever I do my predictions, I do deep dives into this shit, man. Like now I just realized all my predictions, I did them before the betting odds this week, and a lot of them ended up being the favorites. It's like I'm doing the right research, it seems. But I just want to show you guys this one thing about Darren Till. Not even just Wonderboy. I already showed you guys the Wonderboy shit. This is how I should have did it. Because the way I did it, there's no reason to bring Stephen Wonderboy Thompson down, right? And pointing out his losses. I should have went to Darren Till. I mean, because I did it both in my head. So there's no reason for me to just go to Stephen Wonderboy Thompson's wins and like, oh, look, Rory McDonald. Like, this is what I literally do, though. Rory McDonald, when he fought Stephen Thompson, was coming off of his second Lawler fight. I keep note of that. You know, you have to think, is that the best Rory McDonald you ever saw? A lot of people felt like Rory McDonald was broken after his Robbie Lawler fight. A lot of people. That was a war. That was one where Rory McDonald almost had to say no mas. His nose was broken. It was a fucking 5-round war. So that's when Thompson fought him. So I didn't have to bring all of that up. But let's do the flip side for fucking Darren Till. For the people that say Darren Till hasn't fought anybody, this is what the fuck I'm telling you guys. Yes, he has. Yeah, the only person he beats Donald Cerrone, right? No, this motherfucker Bojan Veličević is not trash. Yasin Ayari is not trash. You don't know their names, but also keep in mind he dominated these fights before we do what I'm about to do. Yasin Ayari, let me show you he's not fucking trash. He only had one fight in the UFC, but look, I go deeper than that. Watch this, Yasin Ayari. I'm going to show you Yasin Ayari is not fucking trash. A lot of the times when you do deeper research like this, whenever you look at their fights outside of the UFC, like this fight, if this guy was trash, the guys he would be beating right here would have bad records or even records. This guy might be 10-10. This guy might be 21-15. They might be bad fighters, you know, a lot of the times before they get in the UFC. But when you click on Darren Till's opponent and you do deeper research on his opponent, this guy was 17-8. Let's go where he was before he fought Yasin Ayari. Take off 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 2. So 14-6. Yasin Ayari fought him when he was 14-6. 14-6 is not a trash record. He was on a winning streak before he came to the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6-fight winning streak before coming to the UFC. Won his first UFC fight. Now, is he the highest level opponent you can fight in the UFC? No, but all I'm saying is he came to the UFC on a winning streak. When he fought Darren Till, that winning streak was continued. So when he fought Darren Till, at this point, he was on a 7-fight winning streak, and Darren Till dominated him. Fighting the fucking Wonderboys of the world, but he still wasn't trash. So for Darren Till to come in here and dominate that guy, that win still carries a little stock. Bojan Veličević, this guy's not complete trash. In the UFC, does he have the best record? No. But a lot of those losses on his record came in the UFC. Let's see. 1, 2. That was a draw. Full history. He had a win in the UFC as well. So he went 2-3 in the UFC with the draw. So before that, take 2 wins and 3 losses off his record. 13-3. So before he fought Darren Till, take another loss off. He was 13-2 when he fought Darren Till. So with that being said, that's not a terrible record. He was 2-1 arguably in the UFC, 2-1-1 in the UFC when he fought Darren Till. It wasn't trash. Just because he went on to lose a fight and now he might be cut, that doesn't mean this dude was trash. I mean, I guarantee you we can go look up Bojan Veličević, because I've did this before. When I fucking picked him to beat Donald Cerrone, Bojan Veličević. Let's check his shirt dog out. What I'm saying is all these guys went to the UFC winning streak. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had wins over Alicio DeSharo, Charles Byrd. We've seen him fighting Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series. Krzysztof Jotko outside. See, this guy's not fighting trash, bro. He fought Krzysztof Jotko outside of the UFC. Krzysztof Jotko's now a top 10, top 5 ranked fucking guy in the UFC. So he's not Charles Byrd. He's had UFC fights now. He beat all these guys on the way into the UFC. So what I'm saying is the guys Darren Till, and yeah, he might not be Wonderboy. Facts. Bojan Veličević is not Wonderboy, but Darren Till dominated this fight. It wasn't close. I mean, he didn't finish him, but he outstruck him, scored the takedown, and if you watched it, almost finished him. A lot of these fights, Darren Till might not have the finish like he did versus Cerrone, but he almost finished this guy. And I'm guarantee you, if you watch this Yassine Ayari, there was a point where Darren Till dropped him. Darren Till drops a lot of these guys. Even man, Darren Till is fucking crisp. So yeah, I can go in and point out some asterisk on Stephen Thompson's if you wanted to, and I can also show you how Darren Till's opponents are probably better than a lot of people think. So there's a lot going into why I think Darren Till is primed to come in here and fucking get the job done, pull off the upset. It's not just a one-sided thing. I'm not just saying it because I actually literally believe that shit. So what else we got, man? I think we got a couple more news topics before we get out of here, though. But yeah, man, I want to show you guys some of that shit. If you got free money, bet on Till. Yeah, man, I put $1,000 on my free money. I'm telling you, I put $1,000 on Darren Till on my free money bankroll shit, bro. And yeah, hey, I'm fucking with Till. Someone said thinking of putting 400 on Till. If I were you, I definitely would, dog. I got Darren Till winning, Kenshiro. And what up, Kenshiro, man? I know you're a big fan of that other channel, but I ain't got no beef with them, man. So it's cool to see you over here too. You use sports betting, yeah. I'm actually low key. I don't want to do too much talking about it, but I figured out how to do a little bit of gambling myself. I might be doing some sports betting myself pretty soon. I'm starting to learn how to mess with those parlays, round robins, and all of that shit. Your boy full time. I ain't got time to be waiting on the PayPals and all of that, because I don't expect that. But I'm telling you, I'm about to start funding this channel just off of gambling, low key. I'm about to become a professional MMA gambler on y'all's asses right before your eyes. Stock Broken said I will, but what site? I just invest in stocks. I'm not into sports betting, but I really want to bet money on Till. Yo, I'm not even going to get into that. I was going to say Stock Broken. Yeah, no, if you bet on Till, you'll probably win some money, but I started off with $500 on my fake money bankroll, and we're up to like almost 3,500. So, I mean, and that's just doing straight bets. That's not doing any crazy fucking betting. But yeah, so Kenshiro said he uses sports betting. You can check that out with him. I'm going to go into these last couple of topics, then probably get off this live stream. Maya sends one of the classiest post-fight messages in history to Usman. I haven't saw Usman's. I haven't saw Maya's message to Usman. Let's check it out. He said, "Congratulations to Kamaru Usman for the win. It was a great experience to compete against you. When I took the call on 3 weeks ago, I knew it would be a very hard challenge, and I'm proud to have to come here and done it. You deserve the chance, and Chile deserved the card. Best of luck." That's dope to see. They both had respect after the fight. And it's good to see someone. You don't want to see Damian Maia going out getting fucking disrespected again on his way out. He's a legend of the sport. He already had to deal with that Kobe Covington bullshit. Let him get a respectful match in. It's not the most entertaining fight. I mean, it is what it is, though. People respect Damian Maia. One thing, though, I will say, we got to talk about. We don't have to talk about it because I'm not about to go the fucking Tyron Woodley route. I'll just say this. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson and Damian Maia both have had some pretty fucking boring fights. And you don't see as many people labeling them a boring fighter, right? Holly Holm, Damian Maia, Stephen Thompson. A lot of those motherfuckers have some pretty boring fights at times. If you wanted to take their lowlights and clip it up and put a fucking cricket noise on the background, you could say all three of them are pretty boring because people talk about Kamaru Usman and Tyron Woodley and how boring they are. Yeah, they might have boring lulls in their fights, but they also Kamaru Usman was the first person to knock Damian Maia down out of Woodley and Covington. So what I'm saying is Tyron Woodley, he's a dominant fighter. He's a smart fighter. So anybody that's a smart fighter, they're going to have some boring moments. If you're trying to rip my fucking arm off with the Kimura, I might have to defend it smartly and not do some crazy movement and let you get the submission. So it's interesting to see how Kamaru Usman, another dominant fighter, Kamaru Usman and Tyron Woodley are both dominant fighters, and they're labeled as boring. But you got fucking Damian Maia, Wonderboy Thompson, and Holly Holm, who have all lost. Wonderboy Thompson lost twice now to Woodley. Holly Holm's lost like 3 of her last 4 fights. Damian Maia's now on a 3-fight losing streak. Not as many people are just like, hey, this motherfucker's boring. Maybe it's because they don't talk as much. Maybe that's why. Maybe if you talk trash, that's what pisses. I don't know, man. That's some shit we're not going to figure out. I don't want to understand it. Damian Maia and Kamaru Usman shared a classy post-fight speech. Let's move on. Tito Ortiz says Chuck Liddell isn't signing to fight him. Oh, okay, well, maybe it's because he's waiting on that John Jones fight. Tito Ortiz, yo, man, I don't even know where to go with this. Tito Ortiz versus Chuck Liddell, bro. Tito Ortiz said, hey, Chuck, what's taking so long? You said you like punching me in the head and it's an easy fight for you. Let's get it done. Tito versus Chuck 3. Let's fucking go. I don't know. I might watch it. I don't know. If I got nothing else to do, if I'm literally doing nothing else that night and it's got a decent card with it, I'll watch the fight. But I'm not expecting much from Tito versus Chuck 3. I'm more interested in Chuck Liddell versus John Jones. Fuck you, tell man. No, but seriously, Chuck Liddell did say he wanted to get a couple fights back in and then ultimately get back in there with John Jones. He might be delusional, might be delirious, might just need a check. We don't know what's going on with Chuck Liddell, but it looks like Tito Ortiz feels like he's holding up the process of getting the fight official. So I'll keep you guys updated if these guys actually get signed to fight, Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell. But other than that, man, that's the end of the news cycle. We're back on motherfucking Darren the Gorilla Till, the #8 welterweight at UFC.com, because we just went through all the motherfucking news. And I'm telling y'all, man, I'll be the first to say it. I picked Darren Till to beat Cowboy. A lot of people said, oh, and then after the fight, oh, he only beat him because it was a washed-up Cowboy. And how can you say it's a washed-up Cowboy when he came out here and he beat fucking Yancy Medeiros right after that? No, it's not a fucking washed-up Cowboy. Fuck out of here. So, even if you want to say that, though, now they're saying the same thing about Wonderboy. Oh, he's got no chance against Wonderboy. He's never fought anybody like Wonderboy. Okay, now when he wins, what are you going to fucking say? When Darren Till beats Wonderboy, what the fuck are people going to say? That's my question. Because you know what I'm going to say if Wonderboy wins. He was supposed to. No, I'm just fucking around. I'm just fucking around. I said that to piss off a troll. Oh, God, I'm not going to get into those trolls. But, y'all, thanks for checking this out. I'm about to check out the chat for one quick second. Then we're probably about to get off of here. Seismic Shock said, yo, Cowboy will try to work out Till by standing off, looking to land. I think you're talking about Wonderboy. Ain't going to do nothing to Till. You got to be reckless and get Till into a dogfight to beat him. I'm telling you, bro. Too good odds for a young, undefeated stud. It is good odds. It is good odds. But I think that's because there's so many people infatuated with Wonderboy. And I'm not mad at him. I mean, you know, what's not to like about Wonderboy? He's respectful. He's a great fighter, karate style. He's not really aggressive. He's just a cool guy, all-American, you know, dad type dude. You know, he's family with Chris Weidman. He's literally family with the all-American Chris Weidman. It doesn't get any more, like, American than that. That family, right? That's like the all-American family. Wonderboy, Weidman, their sister and stuff, and like Wonderboy's got the dad and stuff, like super cool. Everybody loves them. I love them too. Like it's a cool family. Like I'm all about it. Woo! But that doesn't mean Darren Till is not a motherfucking straight up killer gorilla savage. That's that. All of that's not gonna help you in here, bro. And then when you pile that in, where Darren Till's not just crushing cans, he's fighting legit guys in the UFC. When you pile that in, with Wonderboy hasn't ever fought anybody like Till. When you pile that in, Darren Till is probably going to have a size advantage. And even if it's not a size advantage, he's going to be bigger than some of Wonderboy's previous opponents. And when you pile that in, with age catches up to everybody, and age is on Darren Till's side. And when you pile that in, with this is motherfucking Liverpool, how can you fucking be mad when somebody picks Darren Till? Now, with that being said, man, it is what it is. Thank y'all for checking out this live stream. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up button. Let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out, man. I'm out.